Hey Savvy people, it's Savvy Nick here, and today we'll be exploring the latest in the week's Linux updates. This is something I'm doing that's brand new. Haven't done it before, figured I'd give it a little bit of a shot and see how it goes live here. So mainly I'm just going to go through some of the, things I found interesting this week. It might not be new to this week, but nonetheless interesting. I got some corny music going on here at the beginning. Just figured to get us all excited. I'm going to end that now. And we'll first start out by talking about a new mobile OS that's come to the scene. But before we do, make sure to subscribe below and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on Linux programming videos as well as Linux videos and even these new live updates. Hopefully we'll be having these weekly. We'll see as things go and progress how well they do. I want to say hi to the people in chat. Hopefully everything's coming out crystal clear and great. First time doing this type of a stream. So I want to welcome everyone real quick. Hi there, Vaclav and Chris. Nice to see you here. Callie Katz, well, hello there. What do I have for you today? Well, let's get into the first thing. One thing that I've just recently found, I'll bring it up here on the screen, is this brand new KDE based JingOS. So it seems to be very interesting because it is very Mac OS like. As it even says itself here, it's iPad OS like UI and UX. It seems very interesting. I do really enjoy the way Mac OS is laid out and what they've done from a design standpoint and a stability standpoint as well. So finding this new to me Linux distribution, which is, mobile first as they say. They claim it's well designed. I haven't tried it out yet. I definitely want to try it out, and hopefully there's a bunch more people who want to try this out as well. Kind of get their opinions on it because it really is the new way of just operating systems and, desktops, laptops. Everything's really going mobile first because of the heavy usage of mobile phones nowadays. So it'll be interesting to see this JingOS and how things are coming along. If you go to download JingOS here, I noticed that it seems to actually be of some sort of Chinese development. I think it's based out of China here, this JingOS. I'm not 100% sure. I did see a Chinese flag at the bottom of the website, so that's something interesting. I don't necessarily know how I feel about using it yet, but definitely want to give it a try. So in the next week or so, I want to be checking out this JingOS, so maybe expect a video from me here soon. Well designed is a very bold statement. Hi there, Snake Jazz. Welcome to the live Linux news update video. Party Sepe, welcome as well. Hello there. And we'll continue on here. I'm currently using Arch Linux if anyone is interested in that, with Xmonad in the background. So the other, let's see about JingOS here. What else do we have? So again, it looks very much like Mac OS. We see that it's very tablet friendly. It claims it can run desktop apps very easily, both on mobile phones as well as, things like iPads or tablets. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Anyways, I'll be checking this out in further review here in the coming week or so, so we won't pay too much more attention to this. Moving on, I'd like to mention, since it seems to be KDE based, why not look at some of the new KDE service 20.12.3 package updates here. So Clearly, KDE has received some package updates on their 20.12.3 release. So if you're a KDE user, you might want to check this out and get the updated packages that are available. Just to check things out, here we have the, let's see, what is there anything actually interesting here? It looks like just mainly little bug updates for the most part. Maybe some UI things. We got the KDE Connect. KDE Live has quite a bit of updates. So if you use KDE Live, you might want to, seems like they got quite a lot of commits going on to that one. Let's see what else we have available. Marble, KDRC, consoles being updated. Nothing too important here. It says, it seems complicated. Spectacle fixed the compression quality range. Well, that's an interesting one. Either way, quite a few updates here in KDE, so you don't want to miss out on these. I see quite a few more people joining in on the stream. Welcome to the live news updates. First time doing one of these, so make sure to smash that like button for me to get more people involved and having some fun. If you do have any new Linux updates that you want to share, make sure to post them in the chat. We'll see if we can get to them. Tech with Gantava, I'm doing well. How are you today? Would it be hard moving on to Arch from Ubuntu? Just depends on your own level of, well, your own comfort level, really. So what is my icon pack? I'm currently using the Candy icons. Yes, BT answered that correctly. All right, so we'll move on. Something I'm very excited about, actually. So let's see. Let's talk about a new tool which I stumbled upon. Some of you may be familiar with this tool. It is known as YTFZF. And let me bring that right up. This one is very interesting since I use YouTube quite a lot. Of course, making videos, searching YouTube, and just, having fun in general. When I watch my videos, I watch them mainly on YouTube. So this is a great tool, especially if you're using a console or terminal, some form of Linux. This might be the tool that you want to check out for sure if you don't know about it already. So what we have here is the really, let's see, let's go down here. A little bit of a showcase here so we can see what's going on. They're searching for Richard Stallman here, and it shows you how you can go through using your terminal and search for YouTube videos quite easily. It takes advantage of a different open source project called FZF. We'll get into that a little bit, but I'm definitely wanting to take a deeper dive into this one because I just stumbled across it. And basically, it's just the script here. It looks like mainly shell, written in shell. And again, it allows you to search for YouTube videos directly in your command line or terminal. So let's see here what kind of usage we have. Yeah, we have plenty of instructions, features, examples, what we need in order to run it. So it says that it can display thumbnails. It's got history. We can even have download support, which is quite fascinating. And what else? So here's typical use cases here. So search with thumbnails. You put the -T flag in. You put your query in, what you're looking for, and boom, it prints out directly in your terminal. So definitely check this tool out if you want to search for YouTube videos through your terminal. It seems like they have an Arch-based build as well as a Debian-based build. And if you're using Mac OS, you're not, singled out to only using Linux here. So Mac OS seems to actually have a package that you can download for YouTube DL and FZF. And those two together allow you to use this tool here. And it looks like you just need to have Brew installed and install it with Brew. If you want to actually build from source, they have information on that as well. I'll make sure to put this in the description below if you want to check out this tool. I'm quite excited about this. And if we look at what this is actually, let's see, designed with here, it's this FZF, so they just threw a YT in front of that. And let's see here. So that's the command line fuzzy finder here. So it looks pretty cool, and I like how they ported YouTube into this. Gotta say, that was a really smart move on their part. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here today? Let's get back to the chat real quick if we have anybody posting here. Let's see. How are you all doing today? Doing great. You are nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. What if I started using Linux for 1 month? Is it a good idea to move over to Arch? Again, it's all based on your comfort level. It depends on how much you've been using Linux for the last month and whether or not you're ready to make a dive into something that's a little harder to set up, but very rewarding at the end because you learn a lot about the Linux operating system. Let's see. So is this a replacement for YouTube DL? Yes and no, Vaclav. So that's a good question. YouTube DL allows you to actually just download the YouTube videos directly onto your computer. Whether that's okay or not, that's up to YouTube. But what this particular tool does is it allows you to view those YouTube videos in your console, Linux console or terminal. So it's a little different there. So you could actually search for videos and you can bring them up directly in the terminal as shown over here on this little showcase. So again, a little different there. Let's see. Still a bit too early. You can have a look at Manjaro. Hey, what's up? Bellerin today or at all or later. So my thought on Bellerin is I'm trying this new format out of Linux News, trying to just get some information out of chat as well as just kind of catching up on Linux and looking at what's happened throughout the week, if anything new has shown up. Just a brand new format kind of here going on. But I do plan on playing Bellerin tomorrow with everyone. So if you want to join in on a free and open source game available to anyone and everyone at Bellerin.net, I'll bring that up here real quick. Always love giving a shout out to this. Always new updates here in Bellerin. We can check out what's new in this week of Bellerin, a look at their blog real quick. So I'm going to probably try pushing for Bellerin streams on Sundays from now on. It seems like more people are available then to have a fun in parties and explore everything, check out all the brand new things. Honestly, I haven't even checked out this blog quite myself yet, so I'm excited to check out Bellerin tomorrow. So make sure to write it down in your calendars, smash that like button, and then subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can join in on these live streams for both Linux News and for playing Bellerin. We'll do it on weekends. All right, so moving on. So this one is kind of funny to me, just the bluntness of good old Linus here. So we're going to pull up a, let's see, we'll pull up a email posting real quick from Linus. And this was just recently posted, I think about 6 days ago or so, but steer clear of the Linux kernel 5.12 RC1 because it had a bug where swap files stopped working correctly because the offset of the start of swap was lost, which would cause you to write into the wrong part of the file system and could cause major issues. Of course, writing over anything on your file system is going to create a big issues if you if you do. So it's quite an interesting problem. This has so this major issue, quote unquote, it's only if you have the again, Linux kernel 5.12 RC1 installed for whatever reason, you've been updating your Linux kernel like mad, then this has only seemed to affect people who are using swap files and not swap partitions. Let's see here. So funny, just reading through Linus's email here. If we look, let's see. The reason is fairly straightforward. This merge window, we had a very innocuous code cleanup and simplification that raised no red flags at all, but had a subtle but very nasty bug in it. Swap files stopped working right, and they stopped working in a particularly bad way. The offset of the start of the swap file was lost. Swapping was still happening, but it happened in the wrong part of the file system with obvious catastrophic end results. It's quite funny how he words his emails, but if we bring up another window here, we can see that the now version 5.12 RC1 has been labeled don't use. So heed the warning, do not use this Linux kernel that had been released, let's see, 6 days ago. It has been renamed. There is an RC2. Things were fixed, but you just want to steer clear of this. All right. Let's see the chat real quick. Did Ubuntu use Flutter as default programming language for Linux? I don't know. No, Ubuntu does not have a default programming language per se. You just install whatever you like to use on it. It doesn't necessarily come with any tools for compilation or any build tools. Most of the time you would install those on your own unless you're finding some specific Ubuntu distribution, based distribution that would have specific tools for you. Hopefully that answers your question there, Harwar. Hi there, MK, nice to see you. All right, so that's the main news that I have for this week, kind of. This is trying to be a fairly fast format. I'm trying to keep it a little below 30 minutes, so if there's any chat or anyone who wants to bring up something brand new that they want to talk about here in Linux, we might be able to bring it up if you tell me in chat there. Otherwise, we'll slowly start ending things here. Snake Jazz has a question. Hey Nick, who's your favorite open source developer? Do I have a favorite open source, particularly one? I don't think I have particularly one favorite dev. I do want to give a shout out to Xvara for the beautiful X monad setup that I'm using here today from our Discord. Of course, if you haven't, make sure to join our Discord channel. That link is also in the description below. Let's see, Nick is right. Ubuntu doesn't come with any standard build tools, not even Git or Build Essentials. Right. Just like Blackworm confirmed. Just checking to see if I'm missing anything that I wanted to talk about real quick. I'm really excited to use that YTFZF tool. I'm so glad I came across that this week. It's going to be quite awesome, actually. Party Sepe saying that every time you try and install Ubuntu, it gives you a grub failed to install error. The only time I get a failed to install with grub, I think if the file system is too small, I've gotten that error in the past, whether I installed it on a virtual machine or on a physical computer. If I'm below 32 gigs, I usually get that issue. So maybe you want to try that or check that first and possibly change out to another Ubuntu-based distribution or Debian-based distribution. See if you can install anything at all. See whether it's actually a problem with grub or with the file system. All right. Legs out of here. Am I using a virtual machine? No, this is directly a physical build of Arch Linux on a, let's see here. We can bring up, oh, I got this screwed up, don't I? Let's see, NeoFetch. Let's bring this up. This is Savvy Nick on Savvy Arch running the x86 64-bit architecture, kernel 5.11 clearly here. I'm running 2 monitors with the Iowata theme and the candy icons for my icon pack. Let's see, this is on an AMD Ryzen 3700X with 16 threads available, I believe 8 cores. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, I don't remember anymore. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Super and 32 gigs of memory here. This is this is a pretty awesome system. If you want to check out my system, you can do so at my Amazon page. If you want to support the channel, that's one way of doing it. Just check it out, just see what I have all built together. I have a custom computer here that runs Linux like a pro. Might as well check that out if you are looking for a Linux computer yourself. If you want to build one, at least seeing what kind of hardware goes well together for Linux. The one thing is the NVIDIA GeForce, of course. I have to use the proprietary driver, so that's not quite open source there, but that's really the only downfall to, I want to say, my system. But besides that, it's all good. Hi there, Chilled Ping. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping in and stopping by. Another handy tool, YouTube tool, is a YouTube downloader. Not sure if that's a correct name, but the command line to download videos is very handy. Yeah, that's right. That's the YTDL tool that you can get if you just search GitHub. You can install that manually as well. I'm sure that there's a packaged version in the repo available as well. So I'm sure you can find binaries for that one, either in the AUR or in the it's probably not in the main repo. Yadurar, sorry if I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong. I'm new to Linux. Should I be running off the USB? It depends on how you want to run it. You can run Linux off of the USB, but if you want to get the full-fledged experience, I would suggest putting that USB, using as an install device to put it directly on your computer. It's going to, interact with your system better because it has less latency, faster read and write speeds if it's on your storage disk instead of having to go to something like a USB storage device. Not a project, but I would like to give a shout out to the open source font by JetBrains called JetBrains Mono, which looks really good, and it kind of looks like Fira code. Really? Is that new? I haven't heard of that. JetBrains Mono. We can check that out, no big deal. Let's see what that looks like real quick if we bring it up over here on the side. I don't think we need this anymore, showing off the system, of course. JetBrains Mono, a typeface for developers. Ooh, it's claimed to be for developers here. No thanks. Let's see. We have all sorts of fun stuff here. It does look pretty good, honestly. I do like some of the, let's see here, the... not the indentation, but the italicized version of this. It looks pretty good, gotta say. Nice shout out there. Thanks for sharing that, Snake Jazz. All right. Well, I'm going to end it here. I just want to say thank you for everyone who stopped in and stopped by today. This is Nick, Savvy Nick, signing in and signing out, and maybe signing in next week. Either way, make sure to subscribe below and make sure to hit that like button. catch me and a great community on Discord, and I'll catch you in another video. Thanks for watching.